I think there's so much positives with this team. I'm definitely frustrated because I just know that even though this team is at the bottom of the barrel again and probably going to have at worst a top five pick, they're also Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar not being injured for what simultaneously for a month together, being closer to San Jose than where they are right now. So, yeah, I don't even think I'm being pessimistic, but man, we're going into Bedard's fourth year now. We're no longer going to be in the ELC. Not that I think really much. Many of us expected the Hawks to do anything in his ELC, but I just can't help but think this is Bedard's second contract. You already got Frank Nazar going on to a second contract. Alex Vlasic is signed long term. You got Spencer Knight signed. It's time to make some moves. I don't know. Like, I think if they get a top three pick, we're fine. Obviously, if they can get Stenberg or McKenna, that's fine. And at this point, I'm fine if they draft, say, a Chase Reed or Keen Veeroff. But how are you going to tell that to the rest of the fan base to care about that? You have so many assets at your disposal. Words are tough right now. Um, you can make the move. I'm rambling on. It feels like I'm just kind of rehashing what I said last podcast. But yeah, I just see one could look at it. They're at the bottom of the barrel, but also I think they need they need help, man. We can't, like we say often with this team. This team isn't going to be full of drafted homegrown players, and I think the same with the ages of the players too. I don't think you can run a defensive core with Alex Vlasic being your oldest at 24 years old. And again, that kind of goes back to the point of this team is missing Connor Murphy. They're missing Jason Dickinson at center, which as it's been tough on the faceoffs as well, and they were missing Nick Foligno. Obviously, Connor Bedard, I think he's going to be the captain. I think he's going to sign 8 years. I'm optimistic about that, but man, another maybe not top four defenseman would be nice, but just some depth. Hopefully, someone better than Matt Grzelcyk. Not that Matt Grzelcyk was necessarily bad, but I think a name you and I have been discussing is Jamie Alexiak. I think that would be perfect for this defense because this team also I think needs to play meaner. They need more of a mean streak to them. But yeah, I'm rambling on. I just make this team better for God's sakes, man.
Yeah, and I think I've stated to you ad nauseum kind of what I would like to see. Um, and like I said, the off season I think is akin to, or it's tied to whatever happens May 5th. Because if you have picks 1 or 2, I expect a top 4 defenseman on this team March or July 1st. And if there's not, then we're going to have some problems because you're not expecting 6 kids to get it done back there. Your forwards will be sorted out because you will have another horse up there. Now, if you get a Chase Reed or you get a Keaton Veerhoff, I think it's a non-negotiable trade for a top 6 forward with one of those defensemen because 1, you will have one too many right-handed defensemen, and 2, that's your best asset right now. Like, let's just be honest. Like, I don't think they're going to trade Frondell. I don't think there's a world where they trade Nazar unless it's for a downright elite forward. That's just a scenario. And like, I've talked to you about this before, and I think I've said it on the podcast. Like, big trades, they don't end up trading their best players. This doesn't happen all the time. So, with that being said, I just think if you're picking a defenseman, you have to make it a non-negotiable to go get a top 6 forward. And I've named countless names to you. Some are big spending. Some are, I think, bargain bin shopping. Some I think are guys that you should just take chances on because they have fantastic analytics and they're having a bad year on a bad team. Like, you can go the route of getting, you can go try to get the big fish. It takes 2 to tango, like I always say. But like, if a new GM comes into Toronto and Matthew Nice finds his way on the market, anything pick 3 and down, I'm throwing at it. And you and I talked about this before. Kyle Davidson really wants to show that he wants to take the next step with this team. Your next 2 first-round picks are up for grabs, unless it's pick 1 or 2, in my opinion. 3 are down, yeah, that's up. That's for game. And like we talked about, I don't think a top 5 pick is traded that often. Doesn't matter. Be different. Break the cycle. Jump off the
Break the
hamster wheel,
mold.
God forbid. But like you could go that route, or you could, I don't know, overpay for a Jason Robertson, maybe pinpoint Dallas because you can offer a 4 first-round offer sheet. Never going to happen, but you are in a scenario to where you can do something like that. You're in a scenario where you can overpay for a Robert Thomas. I know both these names are in the division. I understand that. Fine, we'll go bargain bin shopping. I firmly believe there's a world where you can get Shane Wright or Ken Johnson. I don't think there's a I think that is a world where you can get one of those two players. I'll trade a 2027 first for them. I'll trade Sam Renzel for them. I'll give them whatever they want because I promise you, I promise you, Shane Wright is not going to put up the same amount of points as Ryan Green playing with Connor Bedard. And I know their stat lines are similar this year. Shane Wright was also hurt this year, but at the same time, Shane Wright is like I texted you today. Guys like Shane Wright and Ken Johnson have never played with a play driver like Connor Bedard. It's just that simple. And Ken Johnson has fantastic analytics. That's Morgan Geeky waiting to happen. Not like the same play style, but a player that is just
a guy waiting to explode and played with the Kraken. Or no, that'd be right, but yeah, you know what I mean.
And you could get Ken Johnson for pennies on the dollar. I don't like, he's got one more year on his deal, so maybe you'd have to give up something, but like he's lost a spot in Columbus's lineup. Like go look at their lines. He's not anywhere close. I think he has 25 points this year too. Like I always think, especially when you have high-end talents, like the number one trade I think of is the Dylan Strome trade. When you got a guy like Patrick Kane, when you got a guy like Connor Bedard, you can take swings like that because you know deep down with Shane Wright's the perfect example. You know the fucking skills there with Shane Wright. We've known that since he was 15 years old. This guy's just had the craziest development path I think I've ever seen from a top prospect. Like, let's be honest. Outside of like Alexi Lafreniere, maybe. Yeah. Kind of crazy. But I know damn well you put that kid with Connor Bedard. Maybe not every time. Maybe just on the power play. Maybe you put him with Frank Nazar so you get a little more size with him. Maybe you put him with Anton Frondel and just make a bruiser line. I don't know. I promise you he's going to have 50 or more points on this team. And that makes such a fucking difference. And if you don't want to do that, fine. Go for a Jared McCann. Go for an older forward. Like we said, we can't have a bunch of 25-year-olds on this team. Like, get creative. Just get creative. Like, I don't really want to get worked up over this. I'm not going to. I just think smart GMs get creative, and I'm going to be like, I know the cap's going up, but with how close this league is right now, there are going to be some knee-jerk decisions this offseason. Some
all teams the GMs that have been fired so far.
Yep. Everyone's on the hot seat right now. And if you miss the playoffs by 2 points, like, hell, look at what is going on in New Jersey right now. They're like openly asking if Nico Hischier wants to stay here. The captain of the fucking team.
Now that's a name.
I mean, I'm not saying that's a name the Hawks could target. I don't even, like what we talked about. I don't even know what that package would be. And it's probably not anything I would want to entertain as a Hawks fan, for being honest. But like we see it all the time. Like the Blackhawks, I think, are a perfect example of this. A team in limbo. They get a new person in position of power. That person doesn't like what they have, and they blow it the fuck up. Like, I'm telling you, this is going to happen with at least 2 teams this offseason. I don't know which teams those are. It's going to happen, though. And the Hawks should be the first one to jump on that shit. And guess what? You can take the swing and miss like Ottawa did with DeBrincat. I don't think that was more of a miss. I think that was more just Ottawa misusing their assets. But the concept of going to get DeBrincat the first time is what matters. The Hawks need to do that. This is the time. This offseason is the time. The draft is the time. Free agency is the time. I don't think free agency will be the time. I don't think the piece will be there to get. But trading, damn sure you will have 3 first-round picks to work with. You will have potentially pick 3 or 4 to work with if you have any balls. You can unprotect those first. And, you know, for the what-if man he's already dangled this before, quote-unquote, with Ivan Demidov, quote-unquote. Like, whatever. Do it. Do it. I promise you Connor Bedard's not going to give a shit. I promise you none of the players on the team are going to give a shit. They're probably going to go to your office and thank you because they're actually going to have help. Like, Kyle Davidson should have watched that San Jose game last night and just said, holy shit, I need to get another horse on this team. And if in his mind, he's just like, well, I got to come in the draft, we're fucked. We're so fucked. It's not even funny. How many times have I said this? Like, your whole team cannot get built through the fucking draft. Those Blackhawks teams had Marion fucking Hossa on the team and Patrick Sharp on the team, neither of which were drafted by the team. Don't tell me the whole team can be drafted. I will not believe you. Whatever. That Tampa Bay team is not all drafted, contrary to popular belief. That dominant third line
Vegas,
was all
neither is
acquired.
Colorado, neither is Florida. Yeah, like they have some guys that they drafted, but
your
like
core pieces, of course, your Barkovs, your Ekblads. But you know what they did? They got Matthew fucking Tkachuk and Sam Reinhart and Brandon Montour a couple years prior to that. And
Gustav
this is the
Forsling off
shit
of
that makes you a better team.
waivers.
I'm not saying you need to be Florida. Let's look at Carolina. I think a slept on move by Carolina that did not get nearly as much credit was going to get Keandre Miller from a team that clearly did in the division, mind you, that didn't know what they wanted to do with this player. Swooped in, picked him up for a bunch of draft picks that you got because you were creative and got those draft picks. We're not going to ask how you got them, Mikko Rantanen, but you turned that into shit. You turned that into 8 years of Keandre Miller, who is now your number 2 defenseman, probably number 3 once Nick Keeshan becomes what he should be, but it'll work out perfectly because Slavin will be on the downtick. Like, that's what great teams do. That's the move I'm looking for right there. Who's your Keandre Miller? Bowen Byram could have been that last year. He probably could be this year. There's going to be names out there. You just got to go fucking find them. Like, if you told me Mikhail Sergachev was on the market in June 2024, you woke me up to that in the hotel. I couldn't believe you.
Jake Chikrin, those were both defensemen moved in the same offseason at the same age, 26, 27-year-olds, right in the middle of their prime, and both Washington and Utah have them locked up for long term. Well, I think Sergachev already was, but you know what I mean. Like, that's your top pairing.
These guys become available. You just got to go find them. Like, Kevin Fiala has been available twice now. Like, these players do become available. You just have to get creative enough to get them. And I get it. It takes 2 to tango, and I get it. Like, at the end of the day, these are all magic beans, but you got to use some of them before you figure out they're not magical. Because the last thing you want is to have a bunch of guys who are just okay, and they don't have that flash of, hey, this was a first-round pick at one point. This was the top 10 pick at one point. Like, there is a face value to being a top 10 pick or being a first-round pick and being under 22. All those things are super valuable, especially if you're a contending team trying to get under the salary cap, which is why I circle back to Tampa, because that's exactly what they did in the Sergachev trade. They got a guy like J.J. Moser, and they got a guy like, I know Connor.
Great trade for both sides, like,
exactly.
As a side.
And then they got Ryan McDonough back. Like, you can get something like that from a team like that is already going to be creative enough to fill the hole that they're going to get rid of. You don't have to worry about getting rid of a hole. You have holes to fill. Like, it's just get a fucking shovel and start whatever. Get the concrete team loaded. We don't even need a shovel. We're done digging. We're going to fill these fucking holes. Holy shit, Kyle Davidson. I'm so serious. If we're sitting here August 2026 and we have all 3 of those first round picks, I'm going to fucking explode. Unacceptable. Oh, I'm going to save them to the deadline. For what? Like, credit to Montreal. They knew they didn't need their fucking first. And you know what they did? They got Noah fucking Dobson for it, which has completely changed that defense overnight. That's what good teams do. And like we said, until further notice, you haven't proven to me that you want to be a good team yet. So keep taking on dead weight. I'm sure the fan bases that are louder, and I'm sure the part of the fan base is that's louder, less understanding, and actually spends money is going to be very understanding to you sucking again. I'm so sure. And guess what? You don't have the 100th anniversary to save your ass for ticket sales this time. And that's the reality. They're not going to learn until they lose money with ticket sales. We talk about this all the time. And they're not going to lose money. Yeah. So we're never going to see the difference. This is like the fucking Cubs right now. Ask any Cubs fan. This is what it's going to turn into. Unless they wake the fuck up and join up in the arms race before you get left in the dust like you have been the last 10 years. Because at the end of the day, we talk about it. It's a fucking arms race in the Central. Before you can even breathe, there's 4 teams that are light years ahead of you. And then you got 3 more that you got to climb over. Just before you can even squeak into the playoffs in your own division. You are so fucking far ahead. Or far behind. Sorry. All these teams have, like, I looked at Dallas today. You want to know how many guys Dallas has over 30 points?
A lot, I think.
10.
What'd you say? 10? Is it 10?
10 players with over 30 points. Pretty good, right?
That's not
pretty good
at all. Yeah.
You want to know how many players the Blackhawks have over 20?
I'm gonna say 6.
8.
Oh, okay.
You're so like you are missing 60 plus goals to even sniff one of these positions. Now, how'd you get those goals? You hope half of those are through development. You still got to get the other half, and that still has to account for injuries. Because yeah, if Bedard and Nazar are healthy, maybe they're in a better spot. You know what you could have done? Built the team better so that when they get hurt, the whole team doesn't fucking crumble. Like someone said it best watching the game last night. The Sharks, it looks like a cohesive 5-man team when he's on the ice. When Bedard's on the ice, all these guys are shitting their pants trying to figure out how to get the puck to him. You know what the best part is? This guy's good enough to find the puck on his own. You don't have to worry about that. Play your fucking game. Ugh, whatever. I'm the one ranting, but the point stands. Nut up or shut up. Make a trade for some depth and get rid of the dead weight. Because holy shit, we didn't even talk about Andre Burakovsky falling off a cliff in the second half of the season. He better be bought out or in Rockford, or I'm going to be just if he is taking a roster spot from anyone next year, fireable offense.
He should not play another game in a Hawks uniform, straight up.
Guy quit on the team, on the ice, multiple times. Like, I don't want to see you play another game this year. Unacceptable. And you got fucking royalty treatment getting put with the best player on the team, glued to him for 30 games, and you couldn't do shit with him. Unacceptable. I'm not going to shit on Ryan Green because he's 22. And guess what? For what he did, you know what? Cool, man. I hope you find a bottom 6 role in this hockey team. Just don't play on my top line anymore.
And that's really the whole point of this rebuild is for number 98. After 3 years, the best we can do is Ryan Green and Andre Burakovsky. Are we for real? Are we now going to turn into the late 2010s Oilers where you got all the hearts? Well, in the case of the Oilers, they had McDavid and Draisaitl and really nothing else around them, but we were screaming for years, at least get McDavid and Draisaitl some support so he can score some goals and maybe you can figure out the defense and goaltending otherwise. I think what frustrates me the most is they got the hard stuff out of the way. Go have fun. Go find a winger who you think can gel with Connor Bedard. Look at what the Pittsburgh Penguins did, man. You sent me this tweet. Had them getting Igor Chinikov from the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think it was only for a second-round pick. Can the Hawks not do that with Columbus as well and trade a second for Ken Johnson? I mean, if you have to do more than that, what's stopping you from doing so?
The reason why for Ken Johnson in a heartbeat. Just want to say that, or pick 34, whatever.
And then some,
because you have the Leafs second too. You have two. You're going to have 2 seconds that are like basically late first.
Okay. So you have your 2 seconds in the 30s this year because you're going to have your own. You're going to have the Leafs. And next year, you're going to have the Canucks. Like
you have no excuse. You have such good draft stock right now to play with. Go use it.
This is the whole point of the rebuild. And if we're not doing anything, if they don't do anything this summer, this is Connor Bedard's 4th year. Are you going to tell fans, fuck the fans, fuck us. Are you going to tell Connor Bedard, maybe in your 5th year, we will help you out? Are you kidding me? This team got Connor Bedard and is still at building the team as if they didn't get Connor Bedard, which is the most frustrating part to me.
Well, I mean, they came out and said it blatantly last year. They were like, well, if we didn't take this step, we had to build a team like that. That's unacceptable, man. You know what helps you figure out if he's not going to be that? You put fucking stuff. I'm sorry. That article last year rubbed me or I think it might have been or late last year. It rubbed me the wrong fucking way. Where they were like, well, they had to potentially build this team like Bedard was going to be or pan out to be like Sebastian Aho, which clearly
Oh
wasn't
no,
the case
Scott
this year.
Powers said on our podcast that they're building the team like the Carolina Hurricanes, but they're lucky they got
I hate
Connor
that.
Bedard.
I hate that. Like, I'm sorry. You don't have any fucking right to build a team like that. You don't. You don't. You want to know why Carolina doesn't win? Because they don't have Connor fucking Bedard. And they would kill for him. And I don't. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. None of this fucking matters until they actually get a second high-end forward on this team. And it sucks. Or it doesn't suck. It's like, I'm just praying to God it happens because I don't trust him to go get it if not. Like, they better get a top 2 pick because I don't fucking trust him to go get it if he does it. He's going to need it to fall into his fucking lap again. That's like a fact. I just don't see him getting it if not. If he picks pick 3, I'm shitting a brick this whole offseason. Pick 1 or 2, it is like it's that 22 Jump Street meme where one of them's in like sunshines and rainbows, and the other one's in fucking hell. That's like if we get top 2 or 3 or 4. I'm so serious because at least I know with or that top 2 pick, well, the forward should be solved. We just need a top 4 D and maybe another depth D, and we could sort this out. Pick 3, I don't know what the fuck these idiots are going to do. I got zero fucking clue. And if they sit on their hands, we might be fucked. At least if we sit on our hands and we get picks 1 or 2, we got another horse on forward. And it takes the pressure off Cancerov, and it takes the pressure off Rondell, and it takes the pressure off all these fucking guys. Whatever. They're going to get like pick 4, and we'll just have to fucking Joker laugh the whole offseason. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay, guys. We're going to get Albert Schmeetz, and, we're going to trade Landon Slaggert for Josh Anderson's contract, and that's going to be the big move. Just get so fucking excited, guys. It's the best team ever. When does his leash get cut? Sorry. When does his leash get cut?
No, that's absolutely a valid question. I think it should already okay, let's go to past off seasons. Like 2024, you just fucking swung and missed so badly. 2025, what was out there? And everyone last year was wanting to get better and wanting to make hockey trades where you got actual players back. Like the Hawks couldn't have done that last year. All you're doing is trading prospects and trading draft picks, which teams didn't want. And I always go back to the JJ Peterka trade. That is the kind of player they should have acquired last year. And funny enough, that trade has worked out more in the Sabres' favor, I would say, because Josh Doan has been equally as good as Peterka, and now they got him signed to a long-term contract in Kessler, even though he's and got some injury issues. That's still a guy who can play on your right side. But you couldn't make that trade last year, and the Hawks now have had guys on their team where Luc Crevier can be your Michael Kesselring, and I don't know, maybe you trade like an Oliver Moore. Like, you couldn't have done that last year. You can do that this year. You have a bunch of young guys that have come up. They're not getting the Florida first this year, at least. You have 3 first-round picks this year. You have your first this year. Like, you should be dangling that first this year. You should be dangling your own first-round picks last year. Oh, no, worst-case scenario, we trade that unprotected first for a really good player, but we still have Florida and Edmonton's first, even though it's probably going to be picks in the 20s, if not 30s. It really is a threshold, because if Kyle Davidson does pull off the big move, like, I will shut up for the rest of the offseason. Like, but
I think sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but the reason we're so mad is because he's almost done it fucking 4 years in a row. I'm sorry. I don't want it's the boy who cried. It's the boy who cried good trade. I don't care anymore. I don't fucking care. It was Gensel, then it was Demidov. Like, I'm done. Just do it. Shut up. Like, I don't want to hear you in talks ever again. I'd rather you just drop a fucking gauntlet on me like the Seth Jones trade or the fucking Alex DeBrincat trade. Because at least then I know that, like, well, at least they're working behind the scenes, because I'm so sick of hearing they're in on people and then just nothing happens. Like, What's worse? What's worse? Them not doing anything or them saying they're going to do shit and then not do anything? They both
Fuck, I don't
suck.
know, man. Like, yeah, yeah. Being a Jays fan, who might be the worst team in sports, to be like they're in on this guy and then they don't get him. Like, the day you do get a big fish, you're gonna forget all those times is a thing. Like, again, you just gotta shut up and
Not
make the
here.
move because players are out there. And I have to ask the question again: not only what are the money in the draft picks for? How come the same five? It's only the same five GMs making these trades. It's because they don't overvalue their own prospect. What I'm worried about the most is can Kyle Davidson take that next step outside of his shoes? Oh, why am I getting a phone call right now? That's weird. And it's from a spam number. Like, if Kyle Davidson can take a step back, because if we want to get into more rumored stuff, the Leafs were asking for Lev Shunov plus for Nyes. I wouldn't do that, but if you can talk it down to say Renzel and more, do you do that for Nyes? Maybe Crevier and more plus for Nyes? Like, that's the whole point of a negotiation. Like, duh, the Leafs are going to come in asking high for your best right-hand defenseman for Matthew Nyes, but then you get to a point where you talk it down. And I don't know teams I've gone at the Blackhawks, but if they're like, we'll take Mirk Vanacker and blah 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 for this player, you gotta do that, man. Like, yeah. There's no excuse this off season, and once again, and if you don't do anything and you're banking on Anton Frundell and Roman Kanserov to be your saviors, which is completely unfair. To
It's
me,
not
you should be
fair,
acting as if Bedard and Nazar are going to be hurt again. Because they,
Yes.
as much as I hate to say it, Bedard has been injured for 2 of the 3 years. He's only played 3 seasons. He's only got 182 game season on your belt. You should be asking as if both Bedard and Nazar. The saying of you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's
Yeah.
Kyle Davidson.
And like people forget Taves and Kane weren't always healthy every year of their career. Like there were times where these guys missed 10, 15 games at the same time. And you know what helped? They had guys like Sharp and Hossa that could step in and basically pick up the load like nobody's business. Like you need to find that. And yeah, it might be in the system. But guess what? You know what helps it be in the system? Get something that can help fucking amplify the lineup. How many times do we have to scream Brian Campbell and Marty Havlat before the cows come home? Like, it's not rocket science. It really isn't. But you would think it is with the way this team gets run some years. It's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, we said this every offseason because every offseason you're just pissing into the wind and shitting down your legs and not doing anything with a franchise player is a complete failure. What has to change? Like, if not now, then when? The Ken Holland saying of you can't, like, what was it? You can't be buyers every year. You can't go on in every year. You should be with players like that. We can't be the late 2010s Oilers where the problem is so nice. It's so obvious that it's nice enough to stare you right in the face and you're like, no, we won't solve it.
They
Like, you're
refuse
sitting
to
at
address the elephant in the room.
acknowledge me, and they haven't.
Literally. For 3 straight years.
And like, it's like you have a guess who board, and it's like, I don't want to trade that player for this guy, and you're just like constantly flipping down all the people you could potentially get because you're like, no, I don't want to trade away like a Lev Shunov or a Renzel.
Yep. Well,
And
Joe Valeno for Andre Burakovsky, it is, champ. Like, I'm done with those trades. You do another one of those, and my head might explode. I'm so serious. My head might explode if they just trade a bum and get another declining forward that was good 4 years ago on a stacked Colorado team. Like, we can do so much better. We can do so much better.
that's
Why
been
I'm
the
praying
thought
some of
running
these
through my
teams just
head.
miss the playoffs and blow it up. That's my only hope, honestly. Because if teams start getting desperate, that's when we can start jumping in on this. Because until then, it's never going to work. But if, like, 2 more teams, it doesn't even take that many. 2 more teams commit to a rebuild. I don't think LA will because of Panarin, but like, or a
And Ken Holland
retool.
won't do
Like,
that.
God, if Ottawa misses the playoffs, I think all hell's going to break loose there. I think Obviously, with the Islanders, there's going to be some crazy shit going on. The Devils, there's going to be some shit going on. The Leafs, there's going to be some shit going on. Nashville, when they get a new GM in there. St. Louis is going to have a new voice in there. Take advantage of that, please. You will finally have the position to do so. Because a new guy's going to come in and he's going to want to stock his cupboard. And guess what? You have a shit ton of stuff to stock a cupboard with. Like, they just need to take the turn like Utah did. What was it, like 2 years ago they started doing this?
2024 draft,
yep. Trade for Marino. They trade for Dursey. All moves that, like,
they built their whole defense.
Yeah, and I don't think they spent a single first. I think it was all seconds.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, and guess what? They have a bunch of
seconds. So many that they spent 3 on Mackenzie Weegar. Another good move. Yeah, man. Maybe learn a lesson or two from your division, because God knows they love to get creative and you don't. Unless it involves trading people for first-round picks.
Or like taking on a bad contract to get a sweetener. Listen, the Jason Dickinson and Ilya Mikheyev trades, those are strokes of genius right there. Absolutely. But when we're trying to get Connor Bedard a line mate, Andrei Burakovsky ain't it. Sorry. Like, we can do better than that. Let's be adults for once. Let's be serious. Let's build a somewhat competitive team. And obviously, with like Kyle Davidson isn't gonna go out and trade Frundell and Lev Shunov for whoever, unless like it's Connor McDavid or whatever, obviously. But there's a middle ground. You can trade not Frundell or Lev Shunov, but like someone a tier below that to get an elite player.
Yeah.
Because like the saying of you got to give something to get something, but also like you're not trading your number one prospect or asset to get a good player back.
No one does. I will stress that point till the cows come home. Name the last time a number one prospect got traded, and then get back to me. Just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. So that's in a conversation for the offseason. We spent 45 minutes on the Hawks. I think we could stop now.
Like, once again, we gotta reiterate here. Like, I think you share the same sentiment as me. I can speak on your behalf as well, where yes, they are at the bottom of the barrel again. It'll be nice to have another top 3 pick. Yeah, like they could use another top 3 pick, like Florida could use a top 3 pick. But if Bedard and Nazar are healthy, I think they're closer to San Jose, which is why I think they're on the precipice. You have Bedard, you have Nazar. Hopefully, Lev Shunov and Renzel are both good to go on the defense next year. Nick Lardis has looked good. He's scored at a 20-goal pace since he's been in the NHL. And since he's been put in the top 6, he's looked very good. There's so much promise, despite some of like the disagreements we have of how Davidson is drafted. I'm like, they're so close. Make a trade. Like, they're not going to be a cup contenders anytime within the next few years. But like you said, I think the Central Division is so top heavy. It's going to be hard to get to Dallas, Colorado, and Minnesota. But they sure as hell can leapfrog Winnipeg, St. Louis, Nashville. What other team? Oh, Utah. I would put in the former group.